I feel like I have seen him grow
Yes.
just from
Yes.
watching these 10 episodes. This man, like, actually boyed a man, and not because of Hannah. Not Hannah didn't, "Oh, I made you everything you are. I made you." No, you didn't. You just bullied him, which maybe I guess bullying works. Hey, I'm not condoning bullying, but
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to BachMakers Podcast, presented by Good Time Media. This is Love is Blind, episode 2, even though it's really recapping the last 2 episodes that came out. So, episodes, what is that?
10 and 11.
10 and 11.
Yep.
So, pretty much leading up to the weddings. So, we are right around the corner. It's about 2 weeks to 1 week before the wedding. So, we got a lot of fun stuff to go through this episode, these 2 episodes. I would say good episodes. What do you think,
Yeah,
Wyatt, off the back?
this show's fun. It's a change of pace for me because we've been so invested in the Bachelor world. It's making me appreciate the Bachelor more while also challenge me to like I'm doing a little dance here. I'm doing a little Trump dance right there. Um I think it's making me appreciate the Bachelor world more. It's like grass is always greener, right? It's when I'm so invested in that world, I get super critical of it. And so now
Mhm.
we're doing Love is Blind for a couple episodes, change of pace, different type of setup, and I appreciate both of them now. But I enjoyed this. The process is still so confusing to me because they act like they still have this big choice to make when it's the I do's at the wedding, when I feel like that choice has already been made when you propose to the person. That should be what you lead up to, which is again crazy about this show.
That Yeah, but that's not the point of the show. Like, you gotta learn how you, like, live together and stuff like that. Like, it's to show if love is, you know, I guess,
No,
okay,
they're
love
they're
is blind.
proving if love is blind, and then they're like, "Oh, let's just see if it's not." I don't know.
Exactly,
I
but that's the point of the show. So, like, it's you kinda need them seeing each other face to face and, like, living together and doing all that stuff together. You need that. It wouldn't be a show if it was just the bots.
Yeah,
That's a
but
terrible
if
thing.
they end up deciding, "Hey, this isn't for me," they shouldn't have to go through all the like 2 of the couples we'll talk about here did
But that makes for great
Did
TV.
I'm not saying it's gonna be bad TV. I'm so excited to watch this, but it's crazy that
Mhm.
they
Yo,
make
yeah,
them
no,
go through
yeah.
this wedding just to maybe say no.
Yeah, yeah, no, it is
It's
crazy, especially to
insane.
have, like, the family and friends in on it.
It's absolutely
Like,
insane.
it's sick, to be honest. It's sick. It's
It's
diabolical,
like if they
but
set
hey,
up 2
it's seasons.
it's like if they went for the Bachelor, Bachelorette, and the final 2, they set up a wedding for both of them, and they just, like, only walk down the aisle. They, like, choose. There's, like, a pathway that leads them to 2 different roads, and the lead just chooses which aisle to walk down.
But that's still just an engagement, right? So, like, that's still if they did a final rose ceremony,
Which is even
but,
crazy, like,
like,
that's the helping my
with
point
just
that
2
this is
people.
insane.
Yes, oh,
Okay.
100%. Yeah, I'm not I'm
Alright,
not I'm not denying that it's insane process, but
alright.
to be fair, I think it has worked in the past. There are some Love is Blind babies,
Ooh,
right? It's worked,
I hope the babies
there are
aren't
still a
blind.
lot of couples. What?
It said blind.
No.
Never
Love
mind.
is blind
Okay,
babies,
yeah.
not love is blind babies.
Love is a lot of things. Love is patient, love is
This
kind, love is blind babies.
off yeah.
Alright, what couple do you wanna start with? Or where do you wanna start?
Well, we started the first episode started with a little conversation between Ramses and Marissa, and you last episode were all on the Ramses
I
train, at
hopped
least to
off.
start the episode. But how can you kind of defend him now? That's what I want to know. How can you defend him now? This conversation they had about Marissa was sick. I think some people on TikTok I've been saying she was. They think it was her time of the month. I
It was
don't know if
she
that was
said
true.
later in the episode if she was on her period.
Okay,
Mike, sorry, I
well,
pay attention to female needs.
no, I did too, but I picked up on that.
Okay.
But she
Oh,
pretty
you
much didn't.
assumed she was on her period?
Well, the way
Couldn't
she
be
was
me.
acting, yeah.
Couldn't be me. That's crazy.
No, so I mean, she was clearly, sick, did not want to do anything physical or intimate or anything like that. And Ramses seemed to have a problem with that, which is crazy, right? Absolutely crazy.
Yes.
You can't, you can't defend him there. He's actually kind of psychotic, I think.
Here's the thing with the show is like they don't give a ton of context. They just cut to the middle of an argument. And so I was working, since again we had to watch this during the day today. I was working while watching this episode. Didn't quite grasp what their argument was. I knew she was sick and I knew they were arguing. I didn't so that context right there helps me. Again, I'm not supporting Ramses here. I liked him a lot at the beginning in the pods, not as much anymore. I still think there's a glimmer of hope for them though. I really do.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of with you there. Like she, even though there's all these red flags, and I don't think is the best dude, and kind of weaponizes his morality, or I've
That's a
been seeing
great
that.
I like that. You stole that from somebody. You did not
I've seen
you did not come up with that on your own.
I've seen a lot of TikToks.
A lot of TikToks. They're all saying the same thing. Sorry.
I walked in, I saw a lot of TikToks.
Wow, that's a lot of TikToks.
Yeah, no. So I saw a lot of TikToks about like weaponizing morality, and that's what he's been doing. But at the end of the day, Marissa still seems really into him.
Mhm.
Later in the episode, well, one, they went to the party. She sees Bogdan from the pods. I thought there was gonna be more
Bowden,
there. They kind of Bogdan
not Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich. There's gonna be more there. There wasn't, and they kind of were great, and then kind of had their final yacht date in a sense. And they seem great. Marissa's mom's still not on board, but like,
I hope
I don't-
Marissa's mom tears his balls off. Also, sidebar, I think Marissa is terrified of her mom. Genuinely
oh,
terrified.
terrified. I think she just doesn't like fuck with her at all. Like, I don't think they have a good relationship, and I just don't think they like. She's definitely a rebellious person in a sense, to where like I just don't think she cares what she doesn't actually care about her mom's opinion at all.
I disagree. So her mom will say something crazy, like that will be either intimidating or just like forceful towards the couple. And
Mhm.
Marissa, her gut instinct is to like nervous laugh. She'll do that a lot. She's like, "Oh, mom,
Yeah.
you're so funny," and like, that was a joke, right? Like she like nervous laughs every time. I think she's terrified of her mom.
See, I think she is nervous laughing because she's embarrassed by her mom.
Could be that as well.
I think it's that. I think it's that. But yeah, it could be that.
Either way,
Um,
there's just I I didn't like Marissa's mom because I liked Ramses for a while. Now that I don't like Ramses as much, I kind of like Marissa's mom.
I mean, she says her mind, and
Yeah.
she speaks her mind, and she stands on business. So,
Yeah.
and hopefully she does, and cuts Ramses' balls off too. That'd be great. If he breaks her heart.
Yeah. They could be happy.
Um,
What's a percentage on their chance of what's percentage of getting married, and then do they normally break up before then? How long ago do the wedding films? Did the
about a
wedding
year ago.
film? Oh, a year?
This is a year.
I don't think any of these are together.
Oh, what?
Anyway, sorry, let's go one by one. Chances these two get married.
Well, first I want to ask you. So this is how they do it. Like they'll ask either the guy or girl first. Pretty much, do you take this person to be your lawfully wedded? Blah blah. For example, I
Yeah.
do. Right.
Yep.
So do you think both of them are going to say I do, or is one going to say I do and one's going to say I don't? Or
Marissa
and
will
if the
say I
first person
do.
says I don't, then the second person you don't know.
Marissa will say I do for sure. And then it's 50-50 for Ramses. And so that puts it what math like 75% chance. Yes. They get married
Yeah.
because he's a 50-50, she's 100. Is that how math works?
Mhm.
Probability? Or is
Yeah.
that 66.7 repeating? I think it's 66.6. I don't know. Anyways, I think that's the percentage.
100%. If she's 100% and he's 50-50, it'd just be 50-50, right? It'd just be 1 times 0.5.
Is that how probability works?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think
I'm like pretty confident.
whatever probability the chat comes up with, that's what I'm thinking for this couple ending
Okay.
up together.
I really hope she doesn't say yes. I don't think she's going to. I think she's going to find it in her to be like, man, this guy is not that great of a guy, and he has a bunch of red flags, and I need to say no. So hopefully she says no, and hopefully I don't know, but I do think Ramses will say no.
Oh,
I do think he'll say no too. So I think they'll eventually get out of the honeymoon phase of the engagement and be like, whoa, I can't do this. So
okay. Uh,
hopefully that happens.
what couple next?
I feel like we got to go to Alex and Tim while we
Okay,
still can talk about them.
this will be short and
Um,
sweet.
I mean, kind of out of the blue, right? Their breakup
Yeah,
kind of, again, Netflix does their thing where they just avoid showing us the actual argument,
yeah.
which realistically it makes sense,
Well, she
right?
was asleep
Because
during the actual argument.
well, the argument probably happens off camera,
Yeah,
and then they're like, the producers are like, "Oh shoot, we need that
yeah,
footage. Like, go argue again," you know.
yeah.
And so they kind of just summarize their argument, but for the camera, right?
But they don't even
So I get why
summarize
they
it.
do
They
that.
just like we. I feel like we cut
Talk.
into the middle of the argument, so there's not even context. It's like, so
Mhm.
you didn't even sleep here last night. You walked. I was like, wait, where? It's disorienting. It's like, oh, where are we right now? Um, but yeah, no, girls can't nap anymore.
Is that what you took away from
That's
the
what was my
argument?
takeaway. Girls can't nap anymore. My wife better not be
um,
napping ever. That's what Tim was saying. That was my Tim impression.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of. I don't
They
know.
were
I don't know how
looking
to
they
feel
were
about it.
looking for something. They were looking for something to wedge between them so they could call it off. This was
Yeah, I
something.
think that they were both looking for
They were
something,
over it.
which I think some of the things Tim said was kind of messed up. And he was kind of like really short and like, I don't ever talk to you again.
I direct
I'm
quote, he
storming
said,
off,
"There's no scenario that I will say yes, I don't wanna see you again." That
which
was
is
crazy. You knowing you're gonna go to a party, like, tomorrow.
yeah, exactly. That didn't make any sense. Alex said some wild things that I don't think she would have said if there wasn't a camera in front of her face, because she was definitely trying to like save face,
Just trying to
right?
get the Bachelorette edit.
Yeah, honestly, but I think she was trying to save face, but those two aren't lasting. But she did bring up a good point. Tim had that heart to heart with her dad,
Yeah.
the guy with ALS. That was, it's tough to look back and think about how sweet that moment was,
Mhm.
and then like this happened. But I guess at the time he was genuine. Um,
Yeah.
probably wasn't, but hey, she took a nap after the cameras were cut off, so I guess they're even.
Yeah. I think they were looking for something. This was never gonna end well for them, and
Mhm.
they had their moments, but they were always fighting, so
Yeah,
it ended. That feels like a transition into the other couple that was always fighting and end up breaking up. Our buddy
Hannah.
Hannah and Nick.
Man, what a fun couple.
Oh,
What like I'm gonna miss them in the weddings.
I'm gonna
I
miss
hope they show up.
I'm gonna miss Nick. Nick grew on me a ton this
Nick's
episode.
my I think Nick's my third favorite person in the whole cast. Honestly,
This year, like this cast
this cast,
are one and
third favorite
two,
person.
Taylor and Garrett.
Yes,
Okay, yeah. Oh, it's so fair.
I Nick is not only I feel like I have seen him grow
Yes,
just from
yes.
watching these 10 episodes. This man like actually boyed a man, and not because of Hannah. Not Hannah didn't. Oh, I made you everything you are. I made you. No, you didn't. You just bullied him, which maybe I guess bullying works. Hey, I'm not condoning bullying, but
Yeah.
I mean shit. Um, she always talked about like respect and everything. Like I want respect. I want respect. But she didn't give Nick
Oh,
any respect whatsoever. I was like, that. How are you saying these things? Yeah, it was crazy. I did point out their little date they went on
mhm.
like the obstacle course thing. What was that?
I want
And
to do that.
two, Batchmakers field trip. I wrote down.
Yeah.
That was so sick. That
I
looks
wanna
so
do
fun.
that. It looks awesome. Um, yeah, Nick rocks. He did. I did write down a little pun. He looked like a Dorka at the, little dress up party they had. He looked like a dweeb. And then they were gassing him up
Dude, this
like
it
he
was
was
sick,
"He can fucking
bro.
blind us." No, he looked like a dork.
No, no, that was a sick fit.
No.
He had the glasses. He had the old person hat. No, that was
And then
sick. That was
every
sick.
person there was just calling him hot for some reason. I was like, "What am I missing here?" Kate was or was her name Kate or Katie?
Katie, yeah,
Katie was
Katie.
like, "Yeah, Nick looks so good." I'm like, Are we looking at the same Nick right now?" Again, no offense to Nick. I'll gas you up. Nick, you were my favorite. But I was like, we're not seeing the same thing right now.
I mean, yeah, that. I mean, Katie and Nick's conversation that was pretty sick, right? She kind of was like, just explained to
Yeah.
him like what she saw and why she dumped him, and it was completely valid. And Nick seemed to take it well and seemed to like actually like care about what she was saying and
Feedback.
kind of
Yeah.
like took that to heart, right? Everybody loves some good constructive criticism, right?
Hmm.
And then after the group date, they go Hannah and Nick go back and talk about it, and wow, that just hurt. It drained me watching that conversation. Just oh, it was
Can
awful.
we talk about how Hannah kept saying, "Oh, Katie's my best friend in the entire world"?
Yeah, that's
Like
wild.
what?
Knew it for 2 weeks in the pause.
What?
Like,
Like you're gonna say that to my best friend? You're sitting there talking to my best friend, Hannah. First of all, the next day, what'd you do? Hey, these are two of my best friends in the world from my real life.
yeah,
How do they feel when they see this episode back and they're like, Katie's my best friend of all time. All and then here's my number 2 and number 3.
yeah. And Nick made a great point. He was like, "Well, if she's your best friend, why don't you ask her?"
Yeah.
Great point.
Yep. Point
Um,
Nick. Nick was
Point
Nick
Nick.
was stacking dubs this episode.
Yeah, my jaw did drop when Hannah said, "I think you get treated like an equal when you start contributing like an
Wrote it
equal." Like
down,
wrote down
top of
that
my
quote.
notes.
Yeah, when that happened, I actually like, no way she said that, bro. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's so disrespect. That dude tried his Dorka off. That was pretty good.
Hey, Hannah's 26. Like
Yeah, and she's
she
currently unemployed. At least when they were filming, she was unemployed.
she
Now I
quit.
think she's just an influencer.
Yeah. It's like I get a little bit of like, hey, like I have a different life experience than you. I'll help you in this end, but the idea that she thinks I have everything figured out and I have to teach this little boy everything is so condescending, and the entire relationship had that dynamic. And then finally, our boy Nick semi stood up for himself, which I'm counting as a dub at the very
Mhm.
end. He was like, "You've been treating me like shit this whole time, and I've just put up with it because I love you. But my goodness, you did not treat me like an equal."
Yeah, yeah, 100%. It was crazy. And like when Nick met Hannah's friends this episode, which one, Hannah's friend Hannah, hot. What's up? But Hannah's friends kind of like I surprisingly took Hannah's side,
Yeah,
which I was like, I guess that makes sense that they're
right.
friends.
Yeah,
But like, holy shit, they were still going in on him. Like, you need to have this figured out. And he was just like, dude, like, I'm,
yeah,
he was trying. Like, I get it. So what? He lives at home. He's saving money.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
oh
she
my
when she
God.
went on that rant about what are your responsibilities, like I
That
what
was,
it was so I was like, this isn't a dick measuring contest.
mhm.
Like, what are we
And if
doing here?
anything, he has more responsibilities than her right now. Because one, he has a job and he's got like the other bills besides rent.
Yeah.
And she has those bills minus the job part.
Well, a dude can't make pasta. Okay, calm down. Not everyone can do everything. Okay.
Yeah. And so what? Yeah, he can't make pasta, whatever. That was ugh. I wrote so like 3 different times my notes. Hannah fucking sucks. They can never make me like you, Hannah. I'm standing on that.
Oh, very sad moment was when Nick, while he was still trying to save the relationship while they were having that final conversation, he said wholeheartedly and meant it, "I'm trying to change my personality for you." But I was like,
Yeah.
dude, Don't
Can't.
don't do that. You don't need
Wait, yeah,
don't do that. Be you.
but
It's just that's when you realize this isn't working. And I think that's when he realized, "Oh, this is toxic. This isn't good for me." When he said it out loud, you could almost see it click in his head.
mhm. I think he also maybe not didn't mean personality, meant like change. I don't know,
Yeah.
his day to day and like lifestyle kind of things for her. Which, if you're in a relationship, yeah, obviously things just have to change. Like when our friends were harping on him for that, like, yeah, shit changes, but like he's doing his thing. Like that was wild, but that's enough of them too. They're broken
Yeah.
up. Um, I
We're
guess I'm kind of glad because they weren't gonna obviously get married. So,
two more couples. Where you want to go?
um, let's go to um Mm, Tyler and Ashley.
Okay.
Let's go Tyler and Ashley next. So wow, I have a great quote. Um, I don't know if you probably also wrote it down, but it was early in the first episode of the two. And she said, Ashley asked Tyler, "Do the kids know what you look like?" And Tyler says, I don't think so. Knowing all that we know and knowing that the the baby mama has very clearly came out on the internet and posted a lot of factual information and pictures saying that he is not just a sperm donor. That is a wild thing to say. Like, did you not think this stuff wasn't gonna come out? Like that, I just they know what you look like, buddy. What?
Didn't he at one point say that it was a gay couple?
So I think that baby mama, like the one with his kids,
Yeah.
she now is now is a lesbian or
Wasn't
likes
wasn't
girls.
before?
Well, at least has the kids with him.
Okay, wait.
So I,
So
I think
he
maybe she's like bi, and now she more is like a girl
did they have
liker.
these kids the normal way? The birds and the bees?
I
Yeah.
mean, it
Or
seems
did
like
he
that.
did was he still a sperm donor, but he had played a bigger role than he is letting on?
I
There's
mean,
so many
regardless,
questions.
his mom refers to the kids as her grandchildren. I feel like that's a big enough. It's not sperm donor is yeah, I laid my seed, but I don't actively take care of the plants.
Yeah.
It seems like he's taking
I'm
pictures
a
with the
planter,
plants.
not a gardener. It's basically what he's saying.
Damn, that's deep.
Oh shit, man.
That's that's deep.
Damn. Yeah. I don't know where that came from. Okay.
That's wild. Yeah, that was wild. Um,
All right. One thing. So yeah, we have to sort out all the kid situation. Obviously,
mhm.
stuff happening off air. Stuff on air. They go skydiving. One thing I wanted to point out: Tyler asked, "How long are we free falling?" And one of the instructors said about 40 seconds. I did the math. I actually did the math, not just in my head.
I
There's
bet.
no way they were free falling for 40 seconds. Maybe the entire duration of the trip down with the parachute included was 40 seconds, but free falling for 40 seconds after they already said they were going to be about 2 miles in the air. If you free fall for 40 seconds, that's 2.5 miles covered. They'd be dead. They'd be a half mile under the earth, dead.
But you don't you probably did like interpret it as like free fall like standing up. They're still free falling like this.
That's
So
not
it's
doing
still more
enough.
more surface area. That slows you down a lot more than
There's I
penciled, I think.
you're not they're not free falling for 40 seconds. I'm gonna Google how long is
I'm
a
not gonna lie. I feel like the instructor has skydived a lot more than you, a lot more than your math equation. So I would trust
yeah,
what
hand
he's
up,
what
I was wrong. The average skydive, the actual free fall is about 50 seconds, but the whole skydive experience lasts about 5 to 6 minutes. That just I can't
check
comprehend.
your math.
Okay, but think about it. Count to 50. How far you have to fall. You would fall
At
so
least
far in 50 seconds.
I can't. I
Don't, whatever you're about to say, don't. But anyways, that's
okay.
such a long time to free fall, right? Like you can just,
Yeah.
I'm like
No,
thinking
yeah.
that through my head. I feel like I would have to be like an outer space to free fall for 50 seconds.
But it probably goes by really quick
Yeah, I'm sure it does, but that doesn't
because
feel right
it's
to me. But anyways, that's beside the point. They do skydiving, and
looks like they're gonna get married though,
it
right?
does. It really does, which makes
I think
this reunion's going to be electric because I would say
yeah,
they are the second most likely to get married here.
100%.
Well, yeah,
I think he is 100% saying yes, right?
yes, it's going to
Thousand,
come
like
down
a
to her.
thousand percent. And I think she's like 75% saying yes.
I would
I
agree.
think the blip up with the kids, he kind of explained it well. She's gonna believe that, and I think that's that. Now, if they did get married, I think by this time they are not together.
Oh,
The
100%.
reunion, I do not think they will be together at the reunion.
Yes.
I will leave it at that.
I think there's a chance, and we'll talk about our last couple here, which I think we all agree, or we both agree, is the most likely to be totally fine and happy and in love.
Mhm.
Of the three couples that are still together at this point, I think it's very likely that, let's say, if all of them got married, I think two of them will no longer be together. I don't think there is a
Yeah.
chance that more than one couple is still together. Which let's just talk, I mean, we talk about it.
If Ramses and Marissa did get married, I could see them maybe lasting a year, but like they will not have kids. They will
Mhm.
not be long happily ever after. So I'm calling that now. Sorry.
Okay. I don't think they're together. I do think
Yeah,
they get married.
I don't think so. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe. We'll see.
Taylor
Um,
and Garrett. They have their little snafu where he
yeah.
texts an ex and it became a bigger deal than it initially was because he lied about how the response went when he liked the text rather than actually responding. Did he like and respond? Semantics. That became a whole argument, but for the most part, they settled it.
Yeah. I mean, well, you can't do that. You gotta just tell her the truth. When you're
Mhm.
outside before the date, just tell her, yeah, I responded too. Because then when it pops up when you're talking with other people, it looks even worse. It makes you seem like you're hiding something. You can't do it, Garrett. That's on you. You'll get through it though. He met her parents. Flew to fucking San Diego for it too.
Mhm.
So
Also, the nerdiest argument of all time because they're like the details versus the facts. And then he was like, well, actually, the details are the facts. And it was like, okay, dude, we
mhm.
get it. You guys are scientists.
Yeah, then they had this date in the museum, which was super trippy. I
Yeah.
would absolutely hate having a date there because I would get like a headache. That would be so nauseous, but pop off.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything
Um,
else? What else you want to cover this episode? Predictions? Where we think
predictions.
final line in the sand. What do you think's happening here? Let's go through each couple.
Taylor, yes.
Yes,
Garrett, yes.
I agree.
I think they'll save that one for the last of the three. I think they'll show that one last because they know it's going to be like
Happy ending.
the happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be the happy ending. Um, I think they show Ramses and Marissa first,
Okay.
and I think that's a no.
From
And
who?
then I don't know. I feel like they're gonna ask Marissa first. Actually, no. I think they ask Ramses first. He says yes. They ask Marissa second. She says no.
Wow.
Final answer. And then everybody that's watching it's like gonna be like yes, leave him. Yes, pop off. And then second, I think they'll show Tyler and Ashley, and I think they both say yes. And are they still together? Find out at the reunion, I guess. But I think they get married.
I think I agree. I think Tyler and Ashley are aired first. So they're like, oh my gosh, I think they both say yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
everyone knows like this is gonna be a crazy reunion. But hey, maybe they're all three gonna get married. I think Marissa
Mm,
says yes. I think Ramses says no. And then I
okay.
think Taylor and Garrett both say yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That actually makes sense. Swapping one and two.
No. But all right. Well, I think that's it. We'll see you guys next week for the Love is Blind recap of the weddings. And yeah, stay tuned for that. So thanks for following. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.